Hello and welcome to episode 33 of Life in General. My name is Nick.
My name is Ian.
Why you gotta say it like that?
I don't know. Mixing it up.
Is that what that is?
I guess.
You kind of threw me off.
I'm sorry.
Let's see. Any questions or comments, you can email us at lifeingeneralmi@gmail.com. Check us out on our website, lifeingeneralpodcast.com. On Twitter, we are LIGpod. Check us out on Facebook. We're on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, TuneIn Radio. I don't know, a whole bunch of other places too. Mm-hmm. Did I forget anything?
No, not that I can think of.
No?
No.
What did we talk about last time? I don't even remember now.
Anger issues.
Oh, that's right.
America's anger management, or need for anger management.
So we're going to try to go a little lighter on this episode.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go lighter on a subject that's some people find very serious.
Yeah, very. So I know that at least I have always kind of laughed about some of the really crazy conspiracy theories out there. Uh-huh. And I mean, some of them I believe in. Obviously, like the JFK assassination.
Right.
So if you haven't caught on,
at least believe
in the last couple of seconds, we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Well, at least believe that there's some truth hidden behind the conspiracy. Yeah.
Is there the possibility that there are
multiple shooters?
Yeah, of course. It's always possible.
Very likely, actually.
More, yeah. But you can look at some of the conspiracy theories, more popular ones, and you can see there's always seems to be some lining of truth.
I think they always start from at least a question mark, and they kind of fill in the blanks. The people themselves, and like the telephone game, it just snowballs into something just crazy out there. I mean, do you want to start with just one specific one that we can look at? And
well, one of the kind of the stranger ones I saw when going through the internet, and I hadn't heard of this one before. I mean, there have been conspiracy theories around the Beatles before,
right?
But the fact that the one conspiracy theory I found, and it seems to be somewhat popular. I mean, there's websites devoted to it. Is the fact that the Beatles as a band never really existed. That they were a fake band, and they were staffed, quote unquote, by a revolving cast of nearly identical actors.
Okay.
And hold on, so it gets even stranger, and so the basis, the evidence behind this seems kind of thin, but it seems like the primary evidence of this theory is the fact that Paul's eyebrows change shape from year to year, and also the height of the band members changes
according to the
year. Some years Paul is shorter than the other ones, and some years he's taller than other ones. And
you do realize that the late 60s and early 70s there was this fashion trend called platform shoes.
I do understand that.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably something as simple as that. I mean, the question I asked was, this is how I approach every conspiracy, because I'm fascinated by them. I think they're funny as hell. They're a point of interest when I'm bored and I have nothing else to do. I look at some of this shit. So I always approach it from the question of, if it's true, how is it beneficial, logically, to go through all that trouble to do that? And where does it end, if it does have an end? So my question for the Beatles one is, if that's true, why haven't we had a Beatles reunion any time in the last 50 years?
Yeah.
Because they've been broken up nearly 50 years now. Mm-hmm. So the amount of money that could be made from a Beatles reunion, even right now, with two of them dead, you do a Paul McCartney / Ringo Starr tour, that's bringing in fucking money.
You figure if there's this group of nearly identical people,
right?
I guess.
Yeah, but it'd be hard to explain now. The Beatles are back together. I thought George and John were dead. Yeah. The Beatles are back together. It would be hard to explain.
It would be,
but to that point, if there are 5 Georges and one of them dies of cancer, don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
because then you still got...
Well, and there are conspiracy theories like that out there that
they're still alive. I know.
No, that Paul died like years ago.
Right, I know. There's that whole, Paul is dead bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, it's one of those things that if it were true, there's a lot more money to be made.
Yes.
Off of that than is being made, and it'd be stupid to waste that. If you've gone through all the trouble of creating this elaborate illusion, and then you're not using it.
Yeah, but if you just Google it, just Google the Beatles never existed. There's a website you can go on. Like I said, they've got pictures of the different eyebrows and different heights, and it's really kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, they're all funny. I mean, that's the point. I mean,
not all of them are.
No, well, even the ones that are serious are still funny when you break them down the way I just did.
Yeah.
The one that I like, that's kind of my favorite, is that there's a race of reptilian aliens that have been ruling the world since pretty much for thousands of years.
The lizard people.
The lizard people, yeah.
Yep. I've heard this one.
And they're high-ranking members of the government are these lizard people in disguise, specifically Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton. Ironically, it's generally not Republicans.
Yeah.
It's always the Democrats who are the reptilians for some strange reason. And again...
because they're part of the New World Order.
The New World... Well, but see, when you talk about that, see, that's a whole separate thing.
The New World Order.
But that's the other thing I have with these conspiracy theories, is they all eventually start to blend together.
Yeah.
Because the reptilian thing is now a part of the Illuminati conspiracy, at least in some groups, which is the New World Order conspiracy theories. Because you can go back, and there's actually a speech that if you watch any video on YouTube that talks about the Illuminati and the New World Order, this video is shown, this clip. It's like 3 seconds long. But it's George H.W. Bush talking about the New World Order.
Okay, I think I have seen that.
I'm sure it was from a real speech. He really said it.
Yeah.
And then it might be followed by Bill Clinton using the same words in a speech. It's New World Order.
That's because they're all lizard people.
well, those are more primarily the Illuminati situation. But the lizard people one, I get a big kick out of, because the pictures they'll show as like evidence you can tell they're just photoshopped pictures of Hillary Clinton with lizard eyes. Instead of having the circular, the lizard. That's it. They just put little lizard eyes on their pictures.
Well, that's what the proof is.
Yeah, I know, but it's just hilarious. I get so much enjoyment out of the goofiness of some of this shit that people, and I don't want to make fun of the mentally ill, but people believe this shit it's absolute truth.
I've got one crazier than that.
Okay.
Do you know why the second Gulf War was fought?
Well, I know the official story. Saddam Hussein was invading Kuwait, and that's where all of our oil is.
See, you're already wrong.
Oh.
Wrong
by the
second Gulf War, which was not, so that would be after 9/11.
Oh, second Gulf War. I'm thinking of the first Gulf War. I was thinking of the first Gulf War. I'm sorry.
So
our second Iraq War, the Iraq War, okay,
was fought. And don't laugh when I say this, because Saddam Hussein had a Stargate.
I have never heard that one.
Yeah. So
I like that.
So there is a video, and it looks like Saddam Hussein says, "Stargate?" Like a question. Yeah, mate, it's out back. You want to go have a look?
Huh.
Is what it looks like he says. So Saddam Hussein had the Stargate, and that's what the war was fought over. And we had to stop an alien invasion, basically, is what it was.
Huh. Wow. Good job, George Bush.
Yeah. So we closed the Stargate.
He saved the planet from absolute destruction.
But it also, by closing the Stargate, I guess we preserved the ambitions of the New World Order also.
Well, he's a member of that.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because the New World Order had to stop the aliens.
Well, sounds like they're a pretty good bunch then, don't you think?
But the only evidence of it, of course, is the video
of him doing of
him talking about a Stargate.
But he's speaking in Arabic, I'm assuming. So it's translated. He's talking with.
It looks like he says Stargate.
But he wouldn't. If depending on who he's talking to, he wouldn't have been talking.
I don't know who he was talking to.
Well, something tells me he wasn't speaking English.
I don't know.
So if you see a foreign leader in their own country, presumably with their own people, they're not speaking English. They're speaking their own language. So Saddam Hussein, if he's talking to somebody, he's probably speaking Arabic. So you wouldn't see him saying Stargate. You'd see him saying whatever Stargate is in Arabic.
Yeah, I don't know. It's here's the video. Wait, is this the video?
I don't know. It's talking. It looks like it's talking.
It's just talking about it.
Yeah.
I want the video of him saying it.
Oh well. It's not like our listeners can watch it either. I guess they could look it up on their own if they wanted to, if we can find the right. Can you put a link in our notes for it if we find it?
Why you gotta make work for me?
I don't know, because I don't want to do it. I don't know how to do it.
But
I'm doing it for the listener.
Hold on a second. I saved the link somewhere. Where the hell is it at?
It must be true. They've deleted it from your information. There it is.
Oh shit! Where is it at though? I don't know. I couldn't find the video, but yeah, try to find it on there. Yeah, it's a good question though, because I don't know. It'd be really kind of strange if he's not speaking Arabic. I mean,
yeah, it wouldn't make any sense because, like I said, unless he's.
But then again, does it make sense that Saddam Hussein would have a Stargate?
No, but
okay.
I'm a sci-fi geek, so it would be cool if he had a Stargate. At least it'd be cool that a Stargate actually existed.
Yeah.
But as far as like sci-fi shows go, Stargate was not in my top 5 of those. So
But as far as like more saner, I guess
that's a kind of a funny way to put it.
Yeah, because I was going to go to the whole Earth is flat kind of thing.
Yeah, the Earth that one actually kind of bothers me because it's a growing movement.
Well, the Flat Earth Society has been around since the 1800s.
Okay, but it's really getting a lot of attention.
Well, their Facebook page has over 120,000 likes.
That's insane. To me, that's worse than.
And you're having celebrities that are now.
That's what I mean. It's a growing thing. When you can be in an airplane and see the curvature of the Earth.
Yes.
We see rockets go up into space.
So you, the listener, if you ever want a really good laugh, go on YouTube and look up some of these flat Earth videos.
They are funny,
fucking hilarious.
Some of them are like downright. You won't stop laughing.
No, because it doesn't make any damn sense.
No, none of it does. None of it does. Because at some point, if the Earth is flat, and you approach that from a logical perspective, if there was one, but if you're in your own mind, you've created a logical pathway for that, then there has to be a logical pathway to the idea that things can fall off of it.
Yes.
And none of them ever that I've watched have never covered that. They talk about this like magnetic barrier that's around it,
which that makes a lot of sense. No, the one I like, I don't remember what the guy's name was. He did a video where he like does this big long math equation about the curvature.
I think I've seen that
about the curvature of the Earth, and then it's like I forgot how many miles out he says that the Earth should curve.
Yeah,
and he has like somebody go out with a colored rod, and he's like, but I can see them, so obviously the Earth is flat because I should be able to see them with the curvature of the Earth.
You can if you're up high enough.
Yes, exactly.
No, the one I think I saw that one too, but there was another one where he did a math equation, and then he did this thing where he put things on a ball and then spun it really fast, and everything flew off of it. So the idea was if the Earth is round and spinning as fast as it say it is, everything would fly off of it.
Yeah, that's.
Negating the fact that because it's so large and it is moving so fast, it creates its own gravitational pull.
Yeah.
It's called physics. But it's just
if the Earth is flat, how do they explain that it's day on one half of the world when it's night on the other half?
That has never come up in any of the. I've only watched a few of those, but that's never come up. I don't know. Or how the moon you can see the moon moving through the sky, but there's times where you don't see it, so it goes somewhere.
Well, that's easy to explain.
The moon?
Yeah, because like another one of the conspiracies, the moon doesn't really exist.
Yeah, but we can see it.
It's a hologram.
Oh. And it's been a hologram since the dawn of time?
They said that it's a hologram. They don't know who put up the hologram, but the moon is a hologram.
So the sky really is just a sheet with holes poked into it?
Yes.
Light coming through? And the hologram is projected onto the screen?
I didn't read a whole lot into that one. Because
this is the 21st century.
Yes.
That we're dealing with. And these are things that people actually believe. I guess we could get just a little dark. Alex Jones is famous for stating that the Sandy Hook mass shooting was a false flag.
Well, they all
actually
are
happened. Yeah, well, that was the beginning of it, though, and that the grieving parents were paid actors in order to get our guns away from us, which again makes no sense. It's one of those things. This is how you can rip through the logic of it very quickly, because all you have to do is say, "Look, why would the government go through all that trouble to try to take away your guns when they have fucking drones?"
Yeah.
They don't need to take away our guns.
No, they don't.
They do not need it.
They could fly a little robot over your house and make your entire neighborhood disappear.
They have satellites. They have spy satellites that can see what you're doing inside your house because they're looking through infrared.
Yeah.
So they can bomb you from afar. They do not need to take your guns.
No.
So that tears that conspiracy theory right up, and now you've created an environment that it basically is anti-victim. These people have lost children violently, and now they're being treated like
But you're seeing the same. You're seeing the same thing happen with the shooting in Florida.
I know. But it started there. It started with the Sandy Hook thing.
Yeah, because they're all paid actors.
Right. But but that's where it started, and Alex Jones is still pushing this agenda.
Because he will, because he's making money off.
Oh
of it.
yeah, big time. So he's also talked on his show about the lizard people.
Yeah.
He talks about the Illuminati all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So if you really want to see kind of the purveyor of the mainstream crazy conspiracy stuff, Alex Jones is your pathway to that.
Yeah.
However, I don't want to recommend you watch his channel because he gets money every time someone clicks on his fucking channel.
Is he also a 9/11 truther?
I think so. I think so. Yes.
I thought he was.
Which is weird because he supports the Republican Party, and if he's a truther for 9/11, it was the Republican Party that was responsible directly. It could have been the whole government, but it was.
What you're saying
George Bush is one of the people they say was involved. Same with Dick Cheney, and he never says a bad thing about them.
Yeah. So if he believes that they did that, that means that he would believe that they're like some kind of terrorist.
He would.
So does that mean that he's like
agents of the Illuminati
actively supporting the Illuminati and terrorists?
I guess it's difficult to try to find a way to out-logic this crazy, illogical thing because all you're doing, you just kind of start going in a circle, an intellectual circle that you can't pull yourself out of. It kind of goes to the Kennedy thing. Do I think there is inconsistencies in the physics of what happened? Yes. But two things. One, who benefited? And how far has the benefit gone?
Yeah. Well,
and how much
the Bush administration benefited greatly.
They did, but it was short-term benefits.
No.
Yes.
Monetarily,
short-term benefits, but what are they getting out of it today? Because aside from with the Iraq War and the war in Afghanistan, which are just going to be perpetual wars, and I mean, there are people who are benefiting from it in the long term, but the core planners it's very short term. If, like I said a million times, if you want to believe that George Bush did this or was a part of this, the only way I could see that having a logical end game for him for his administration is that you have the 9/11 attacks, you staged them, but you have the attacks and it's blamed on terrorists, and then you have another one to consolidate your power.
Yeah.
In other words, come say October or even September 2008, you have another attack that's bigger and more deadly, where you can declare martial law, and then you don't have an election in 2008.
And then we had talked about that at the time.
And then you have a president who is now in power until he decides not to be in power anymore, because the law has given him the right to declare martial law, which nullifies elections until the threat is gone. If that had happened, then I could say, you know what, there's probably some truth to this. Yeah. But then that didn't happen. The Republicans lost power.
That could have been the long-term play.
Maybe, and maybe it didn't work out, but you don't go to that level. I mean,
I don't think they were involved in it.
Right. Me neither. So, because that's my point. If they were, the cost, the amount of people alone who would even have to be involved in it doesn't make sense for the end result. Is basically what I'm saying.
The closest I could get to it would be to say that maybe they had forewarning and they let it go. Let it happen
because they knew they could benefit in the short term. Yes. That I can see.
Yeah, but
and there actually is some evidence to that to support that. Not necessarily consciously ignoring it, but they did ignore intelligence warnings. So, there's that. Like I said, and there are inconsistencies on the physics level of it. But I'm not a physicist, so I'm not.
But I did say in the Holiday Inn Express last night.
I didn't, so that I have nothing to say.
Okay. Most people listening to this don't understand that joke. So
I understand it. I don't even watch that much TV.
That commercial has been out for like 10 years.
Really? I've seen it more recently than
that. Really? Okay.
Yeah. 10 years ago, I didn't even watch regular TV. I never watched anything with commercials. I watch more of it now than I do than then. But anyway, so that's one of those ones where there's probably reason to question certain things about it, but I mean the 9/11 report was underfunded. It was stalled and blocked a lot. So there's reason to say that there's inconsistencies there. But
there's always going to be.
But to think that our own people, our own government, could go to those lengths for such a little payoff. Yeah. I mean that's bordering on like evil, and I just don't think. Dick Cheney aside, I don't think many people in the Bush administration were that evil. So,
I agree. So if you're listening to this, I think you're already seeing a theme here
of craziness.
That Ian's going to bring in the dark stuff, and I'm going to counteract it with
I've got some lighter stuff too.
Because I got a really funny one.
I knew I had to go to the one dark thing, and it kind of led to semi-dark.
You went to your dark place.
I live in my dark place. I'm trying to find the light.
I don't know if you've seen this or not, but did you see the conspiracy theory that Jay-Z is a time-traveling vampire?
I've seen the conspiracy theory that he's a time traveler because there's a picture, an old-timey picture from a man who looks just like him.
Yes, from 1939, I think it was.
I've seen that because there's a lot of other, and that's let me real quick, let me just sideswipe a little bit. A lot of these conspiracy theories are exactly the same with differences in, there's the one that Jay-Z is just a time traveler. There's one that he's immortal. There's one that he's a time-traveling vampire immortal. So they can't all be right. Most likely they're all wrong. Yes. You know what I mean? It's like, but if they're all, you can't, it's like the telephone game. It just keeps changing, and you're never going to find truth in it.
But this one comes from a photo that is, I think it's from 39 or something like that. But it's a man that looks exactly, strangely exactly, just like Jay-Z in Harlem. I think he's sitting on or half standing on some steps in front of a building. It might be one of Jay-Z's relatives. I don't know, but it just and it also bleeds into the whole Jay-Z is part of the Illuminati thing also.
Yeah, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're their children. I've seen this one. Their children were their union has been planned for centuries.
Yeah.
To create their children who will rule the world.
That's interesting.
That was a big one. Yeah. I don't remember what their children's names are, but because they have 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. the children are meant to be the rulers of the world
through
the Illuminati.
But there's a video on YouTube that kind of goes into greater detail about how Jay-Z and some of the other Hollywood stars they don't age because they're immortal, blood-sucking undead.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard other ones where their celebrities and things don't age because they drink baby blood.
Yeah. Does that work?
You're asking the wrong person because I don't drink blood. I surely don't drink baby blood. But yeah, that you threw me there for like, does that work? How the fuck should I know?
That was the whole point of the question.
I guess. But yeah, the Beyonce and Jay-Z have quite a bit of Illuminati conspiracy theories surrounding them. So there's the Nicolas Cage one because there's another picture of someone who looks just like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
There was someone else.
Did you say old timey?
Old timey picture, yeah. I don't know, whatever. Old timey. There's somebody else there. There's a picture of them, and it's uncanny how similar they look to a person who lived a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was, but the
doppelgangers.
There was the Nicolas Cage one. There's a. You can go on YouTube and watch top 10 photos that prove time travel, just time travel in general, and you'll see if you watch a few of them, you'll see similar or the same pictures popping up. There's this one from a bridge opening in 1940 something, and there's a guy who looks very modern in the picture. He's wearing sunglasses, wearing a T-shirt with some kind of an thing on it, which they didn't have T-shirts like that back then. And they call him the hipster time traveler because he kind of looks like a hipster. And he's supposedly, you can't really see it, but he's holding like a modern type camera, a smaller modern camera. But some of these videos you'll see like other videos of. Have you seen the Mike Tyson one?
Is that the person with the phone?
Yeah. It was the first fight he did when he came out of prison.
Yeah.
And he knocked the guy out in like 40-some seconds, whatever it was. But right before the fight starts, you see him walking, and he's in the ring, and you see a woman holding up what appears to be an iPhone camera.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know. But there's also there's a video from the 1950s of these women walking out of I think it's a DuPont factory, and this one woman appears to be hanging up a cell phone and putting it in her, pulling it off her ear.
That'd be interesting.
As she's walking around the corner. You can't really see what it is. She's moving too fast. It's old. Yeah. Then there's the Charlie Chaplin Chinese Theater one. Have you seen that one?
I haven't.
It was footage taken at the premiere of one of his films in 1929, maybe 28, 29. And it's outside the Chinese theater, and you see people walking by, and this old woman walks by, and it looks like she's talking on a cell phone because she's outside. I mean, she could be just talking on a phone, but she's walking, and it looks like she's got something up to her ear, and she's talking.
I wonder what she could be doing.
There's been some people who've tried to debunk it, and they suspect that it was she had one of those hearing, I forgot what they call them, but it was like those little those hearing horns.
Yeah. They
suspect it was one of those, but it's not real big, and it could be a cell phone if it was, modern day. I would say it probably could be a cell phone, but that's a very grainy video. But it's obvious. I mean, if you're logical about anything, you're going to say there's something rational going on here. Yeah. She's holding something up to her. She could have been a nut. She could have been talking into her fucking hand. You never know. I mean, there's definitely logical options for that to jump to before you go to.
She's a
time traveler, especially because she's an old woman. I don't see old women just time traveling for fun.
Yeah, and if she's old, that means she's not a vampire.
True. But yeah, the time travel ones are fun to watch just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
What's another fun one? I don't know. Maybe I don't have any other fun ones.
Do you have any other? What else you got?
Well, there's shit. My brain just went completely empty. We talked about the reptilians. Well, there's just with the reptilians too. We should add. There's a conspiracy theory that there's a number of different alien races that are on our planet. Some of them are here to help us. Some of them are here to control us. The reptilians are one of, I think, 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And there's the Greys. They're the aliens you always see in like the abduction videos, the big heads.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the Greys. And then there's the, I don't know, I forgot what they call them, but they're like, what's that blonde elf in Lord of the Rings? They all look like that. Not Legolas, but like
Elrond or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. The one of the higher ups.
Yeah.
But they all look like that. They're really tall, pale skin, light hair. And then there's the reptilians, and then
where's the two served man aliens?
They had big heads. Maybe they would classify as like an in between the elvish ones and the Greys.
And for you children at home, that's from Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone. A fantastic episode, by the way. You should watch it.
Now, so do any of the other aliens live like in the center of the Earth?
Well, that's a whole nother level of,
because that was the one I was going to go to next.
Because there's a whole race of creatures living in the Earth.
Yeah, because
the Earth is hollow.
The Earth and the sun are both hollow.
Okay.
So, and there's a website. It's called OurHollowEarth.com.
Oh.
That lays out in very great detail the case for this.
Okay.
So, inside our hollow Earth is where the original Garden of Eden is located today.
Oh.
It's also where the lost tribes of Israel live.
Okay.
It's also where the political kingdom of God is located, apparently.
Oh. Because God's not above politics, apparently.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm just reading what they've
got. Is he an elected God?
That's where the lost Viking colonies of Greenland migrated to. It is the center of the Earth, the center of the hollow Earth, is where the vanquished Germans escaped after World War II. It's where flying saucers come from. It is where people live to be hundreds of years old in perfect health.
Huh.
It is where peace and prosperity exists for everyone.
Huh.
Yeah.
Even despite having a contingent of Nazis.
I know, it's really kind of strange.
It seems like a lot of bad people go there, but everything's good.
Everything's
hunky-dory.
It is where heaven is located, which is inside the inner sun. Because if the Earth is hollow, they have to have their own sun down there, right?
Right.
And there's two main entrances to the hollow core.
Okay.
And it's at the North Pole and the South Pole.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's also some smaller ones in other areas.
Huh.
So the website's really interesting, though. If you get some time, check it out. It's called
I'm going to.
OurHollowEarth.com. But it gives a list of individuals who claim to have been there.
If it's so awesome and you're there, why would you ever come back?
Well, apparently one guy wrote letters from there. I don't know how they have a post office down there or who delivers the mail.
God has a political position. Like I said,
true.
I mean,
the political kingdom, yes.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's elected, and if he's elected by majority, if they have an electoral college there.
So a message was given to a man named Larry Foreman after he was taken to the hollow Earth by a flying saucer.
Okay.
That he met in the desert outside Los Angeles in 1960.
Because that's where you would find an flying saucer in the desert.
He wrote a book about it called Passport to Eternity.
Oh, I think I've seen that in the store.
Have you?
I think so. It sounds familiar. I obviously didn't read it, but I've seen the book. I know I have.
So the message that he was given by the people in the center of the Earth was that our planet is a prison planet and that we were placed here for something that our ancestors did.
Okay. Our planet is Australia.
Basically, yes.
Cool.
So our ancestors were Adam and Eve, and by eating the forbidden fruit, it bound us to this prison life here on Earth's surface.
Huh. So a race is civilized enough and advanced enough to travel from one place in the galaxy to another to drop people off, but not so civilized that just eating a piece of fruit isn't enough to.
Well, the thing I don't understand is it sounds like people can come and go from the center of the Earth freely,
right?
So
maybe
we're on the outside.
Outside is the prison.
Outside is the prison,
and the inside is the good place.
Yes,
that let the Nazis in.
Yes, it's very strange, isn't it?
Huh. Wouldn't that imply though that Hitler had it all right, and that we were wrong?
No, I think you're reading too much into it.
Well, these are the things that when I hear this shit,
because I'm assuming the inside of. So I wonder if do they walk on like the bottom side of the ground?
Well, there's
I'm assuming the center of the Earth the Hollow Center is this really large place. There's probably lots of different areas for different people to be and do different things.
There is
I'm not saying that I don't think all of it is a great place, but
no,
I don't know.
Well, true. But he said it's Eden-ish.
No. That's where Eden is located.
Okay. There is a scientific theory that structures exist so large that planetary bodies can exist within them. It's hypothetical, it's theoretical, but there's a physics to it. It does exist. I have to look up it. I don't remember what it's called, because it's been explored as a possibility for travel, like generational space travel and things like that. But there are theories and hypotheses and mathematical equations that exist out there talking about that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
However, we exist in a world that can observe natural things, such as our planet. If that's true, then not only are we on the bad side, but the underside keeps shaking the shit out of us, spitting molten lava out at us, and apparently is a great place to live, especially if you're a Nazi.
Well, no, the Nazis are just down there in their own little place.
Oh.
I don't know. It's like I said, check out the website. Check out this website.
Okay. All right. I will. I'm going to, but that's what I do. That's what keeps me up at night. I watch these videos.
It's crazy.
And then I just start going, well, what about this? And why is it like that? If it's like, because I come from a place of rational, observable, demonstrable facts.
Yeah.
That's how my brain works. I do have. I remember a couple of the other ones.
Okay.
This one's obviously a super common one, but there's more to it. There's two parts or multiple parts to it. There's we didn't land on the moon.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay. Which I don't know if you've watched the documentary Room 237.
No, I haven't. But there is. Real quick.
Yeah.
I have seen some evidence. I do believe we did. I believe we did land on the moon.
Yeah.
But I have seen some things that raise some really interesting questions about it.
Fair enough. There's also we've landed on the moon, but we were warded off by aliens after Apollo 17, which is why Apollo 17 was the last one. Yeah. There's moon bases, alien moon bases on the moon. That's a good one. I like that one. Then there's...
Oh, did you see, not to interrupt you real quick, but there was I saw on the news this morning that there's some new pictures of Mars that have these like perfectly symmetrical, evenly spaced out humps on the Earth's on Mars' surface.
Yeah. Well, there's also, we'll just kind of cover all the space conspiracy theories right off the bat here. There's a conspiracy theory
or 39 minutes in.
Okay. There's a conspiracy theory. That's why I'll kind of summarize all this. There's one that says that there is already human colonies on Mars existing right now.
Okay.
And there's that conspiracy theory. Then there's the connected conspiracy theory that's where the Illuminati controls us from.
Oh.
So there's that one.
That's really far away to control people, though.
Yeah, but if they got there, they're we have alien technology from Roswell. And all that.
Oh, that's true, because flying saucers are in the center of the Earth.
Center of the Earth, right?
Bang! You bring it all together.
Yeah. So there's now this one I want to look up because one of the things that people link to we didn't go to the moon is the Van Allen radiation belt.
Yes.
So I don't know much about that because I've only recently heard about it because I have an American science education, so it's very, very choppy at best.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about that because I know that's a real thing, but I don't know how it relates to why we got to the moon or how we got to the moon or if we didn't get to the moon or whatever. But
they're saying that you couldn't make it through without dying.
Yeah. So there's that, but then there's
because the amount of radiation would kill you.
Have you heard of you've heard of the structures on the moon, the alien bases and stuff? Okay. Going back to Antarctica because it's connected to the moon a little bit. Antarctica, there's supposedly ice pyramids in Antarctica.
That'd be cool.
That are ancient. Talking about structures, alien structures. I've heard about like hidden.
Oh, it's an alien pyramid.
Well, they're pyramids.
Oh. Is that where they hide?
Considering that if you go back to when the Egyptian pyramids were built, which a lot of people believe those were built by aliens too.
I have seen that.
If you go back to when those were built, Antarctica was still in a big ice ball. So theoretically, humans couldn't have been building pyramids in Antarctica back then.
But I think the pyramids in Antarctica are where they keep the crystal skull at, right?
Well, according to Indiana Jones, the crystal skull was in South America.
I know that.
You know, with the Mayan civilization.
Why'd
you bring that
You really know how to fuck up a joke.
Where was the joke in that?
Because it was just being funny.
Because it's ice in their crystal skulls?
Yes.
Oh, it's not very funny.
God. we call those dad jokes.
Yeah, well, I'm not a dad, so I didn't get it. Going back to time travel, have you heard this? This is a newer one. And this is one of those ones that kind of maybe had a nugget of truth to it in a part, and then it ballooned out. You know the inventor Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
Okay. He was crazy he worked on tons of shit. He had mountains and mountains of papers. When he died, the FBI ransacked his apartment.
I think I've heard this one too.
Okay.
Or we might have talked about
the scientists they gave all of his paperwork to study
was Donald Trump's
uncle. Yeah. That's fact. That's the fact. At least as far as his uncle was a scientist, and if they would have, he was high up. So if they would have, they probably would have given him some of it anyway.
Yeah.
And that his scientist uncle, discovered in Tesla's notes. This is where it goes crazy. Time travel, and that future Baron Trump is a time traveler, because Donald Trump inherited all that paperwork, and by the time Baron Trump is older, he'll be able to utilize that information to create a time machine. And he went back in time, and the Trump administration is somehow connected to that. Like it didn't exist; it wasn't supposed to exist.
So it really wasn't. It really wasn't Russian hackers,
right? It was a time traveling Baron Trump. Is one of them. There's other theories that's
interesting.
Yeah, there's other theories that connect to it.
Batshit crazy.
That Donald Trump himself is time traveled, and that's how he knew that he'd become president, or knew things to say to become president. You know, things like that. But the one that stood out was the Baron one, because at least it makes some sense that we might have more technological advancement by the time he's older to be able to do that.
Maybe. Remember, we were supposed to have flying cars by now.
True. Yes, we were. Flying cars, hoverboards.
I want my flying car.
Inflatable, like self-drying jackets.
I'm pissed. No, my parents always said, "Oh, by the time you're driving, you'll probably have flying cars."
I know. I've always been angry about it.
That'd be pretty sweet.
No. Hey, you see how people drive on the fucking road. You put them in the air, there'll be people falling out of the sky.
I know.
Constantly.
So this is completely off topic. Actually, it kind of goes back to our last topic. Last episode.
Angry?
Yeah.
Anger?
So I went out to go get some breakfast this morning. And so when I was pulling out onto the road, turning left, you always pull into the turn lane, right?
If you can't make a straight shot through.
Yeah, exactly, because that's how normal people were taught to drive. Yeah. So I pull into the turn lane, and this lady, to my right, like locks up her brakes and just lays on her horn, right? And then she like drives past me and gives me the finger. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
What did I do?
Why
are you so angry?
Exactly. I just pulled into the damn turn lane. You freaking moron. But anyway.
This is what I want to do from now on. And I just thought of this after we did our show. Every time someone has road rage around me, I just want to roll down my window and go, why are you so angry? Why are you sad?
Who hurt you?
Who hurt you? Do you need a hug?
Oh my God! Someone's gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah. Well, hey.
So
I've probably earned it at some point or another.
There are some other interesting ones out there. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but apparently Barack Obama could control the weather.
I heard that one. I have heard that one. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of Barack Obama ones. There's some that are still going on today.
Yeah.
This was on Alex Jones. Apparently, you know why Barack Obama stayed in Washington after he got out of office?
No.
Was so that he could be closer to take over the government.
Because he's part of the Illuminati?
See, that's the funny thing. It doesn't specify Illuminati, but him and George Soros are planning to overthrow the government, and their ilk are planning to overthrow the government. And he needed to be close by. And it just doesn't, I don't understand what proximity has to do with it.
Yeah, I don't.
Because we know he stayed in Washington because his daughters are going to school there. He didn't want to uproot them.
Well, but the Illuminati can control everyone from Mars, so...
See, again, yeah, I mean, it's like, they all start to...
You got to tie them all together.
As far as these conspiracy theories, once they start getting to a certain point, once they hit, the nth level, they start tearing up the whole themselves. They kind of, they tear themselves up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one before.
So, yeah, apparently Hillary Clinton is actually dead.
Huh?
And replaced by a body double.
Oh.
Never heard of that one before either.
Speaking of dead, have you heard about the Mandela effect one?
No.
Okay. Basically, there's this thing. It's called the Mandela effect.
Mm-hmm.
And it started because there's a large group of people who remember vividly Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 80s and not being released and becoming president of South Africa. So these people who remember news coverage and everything of him dying in prison, doing other investigations, I guess, discovered that we may be living in a parallel universe. And some of us can remember the other universe. Part of that Mandela effect is... everyone has this memory of Sinbad, the actor, comedian, being in a movie where he played a genie.
What movie was that?
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. There is no movie. Sinbad has specifically said, I have never played a genie. Really? But even me, when I saw that, I was like, I swear I remember him being in a genie movie too. And not to be confused with the Shaquille O'Neal movie where he played a genie.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
That might be what you're thinking of, and that might be what most people are thinking of. But there are people who swear they have seen Sinbad in a movie where he played a genie, and it does not exist. It also goes to popular phrases from movies. You know how people have always kind of butchered the whole Darth Vader reveal? They've always said, Luke, I am your father. Yeah. He doesn't. He says, no, I am your father, because he. And I always remember him saying, no, I am your father. I've always known people have, exaggerated it or butchered it. But people swear that in this alternate reality, he actually said, Luke, I am your father. Forrest Gump. And this is one that I kind of wonder a little bit about. Not to the whole parallel universes, but it is weird. On the VHS box of Forrest Gump, on the back, it has a quote, and it says, life is like a box of chocolates. And it's a quote in quotations with Forrest Gump underneath it. In the movie, everyone remembers him saying life is like a box of chocolates. But in the movie, he actually says, Mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. Was, past tense, instead of is. Just that one word. And, to some, that's like this whole weird alternate universe thing. There's another conspiracy theory that connects to this one, and that is that we are living in this parallel universe because we all died in 2012. When CERN did its thing, it destroyed our world, but it didn't destroy our world. It kind of just shifted us
we flipped into a
different universe. The multiple, because the multiverse theory that there's an infinite amount of realities, infinitely growing too, because this is the theory. This is the actual scientific theory that if you're walking down a street and you come up to a fork in a road, there's just on the surface there's three different possible pathways you can take from there. You can go left, you can go right, or you can go backwards. So the theory is that for every one of those potential choices or pathways, there's a different universe that's created by those different choices.
It's called the time cube.
I've never heard of that.
Time cube. Today is actually 4 days all going on at the same time, but different realities.
I never heard that one. I'll have to look into that one. I've always just looked at it from the simplistic explanation of the multiverse. Yeah. And that this Mandela effect thing.
That's interesting.
It's quite complicated when you really try to think about it.
And now that by the way, I was flipping through, and there's a picture of Sinbad with a turban on his head.
Yeah, that's a Photoshop. I saw that one. Yeah, it's a Photoshop. Because that movie, go on IMDb. There's no movie where he plays a genie. I looked on IMDb. It doesn't exist.
That's really funny.
So, I mean, for whatever it's worth, like I said, I think most people are remembering that Shaquille O'Neal movie and just equating it to the fact that Shaquille O'Neal is just slightly worse than Sinbad at acting. Maybe he's a funny guy, but I wouldn't put his acting anywhere up. He was really good in A Different World. But anyway,
so there is one big one I want to touch on last. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
Not that I can think of. I mean, we've covered a big swath of them. I mean, the Illuminati one is huge, and that even connects to all the other ones. It connects to the 9/11 one. It connects to the JFK assassination. It even goes back to the formation of Nazi Germany.
It doesn't connect to my last one.
Okay. But yeah, go ahead. Hit me with it.
So my favorite conspiracy theory.
This is your favorite.
This is my favorite one.
Okay.
Is that Saved by the Bell was just a fantasy.
Like the story itself was
the whole thing was just made up in Zack Morris's head.
Oh, I've got one to similar to that, but okay.
What is yours?
That's the one with Friends. There's actually a few of them. There's one that the whole series is Phoebe being homeless, sleeping outside on the sidewalk and looking inside and seeing Friends and creating the whole series in her head.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As she's part of the Friends. There's another one that says that all the Friends are drug addicts living in a rehab center, or insane people living in a rehab center, and that what we see is just their how they perceive themselves within those, really weird stuff. But the one that I really like was the Phoebe one, being a homeless drug addict down on the street, and just imagining the whole series as part of their fantasy to be part of something that, not homeless.
With the Saved by the Bell one, it's really interesting because if you listen to or read the lyrics to the theme song,
okay,
it has nothing to do with anything that would happen in the series, right?
Okay, that's not uncommon with TV
because
songs.
I mean, it says, by the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. When does anything like that happen? Later in the song it says, if the teacher pops a test, I know I'm in a mess, and my dog ate all my homework last night. Riding low in my chair, she won't know that I'm there. If
it's all just about the things that normal
I
school
know, but
kids go through.
so the Zack Morris is kind of like he's the main character of the TV show. He's the main character,
and he's narrating it too.
Yes,
because he breaks the fourth wall.
Exactly.
Okay. Which I'm ashamed that I know that, but anyway, because I hated that show.
So he's living in this altered reality, basically in his own head, because in the TV show, if something ever happened and there was a pop quiz or something, he would always change the situation, change the scenario to make it work out in his favor, which that's not what it is in the song. The theme song is basically reality to him. He's this kid that gets picked on, he's a nobody, and then he's saved by the bell. School ends and he's able to enter his fantasy world.
Huh. It's an interesting perspective.
Because like you said, he's able to talk to the audience.
Right.
He's able to stop time. He's able to do...
Okay. Like I said, I never liked the show, so I mean, if that's true, great. I mean, it's clever. But it's kind of like, it's like the Friends thing. It's like looking at it in retrospect, could it be this? But if the creators and the writers never had that intention, then it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting though. I'll give it that. It's definitely interesting.
Oh, and also apparently there's a satanic message
in Saved by the Bell
in the theme song. And there's a video on YouTube of it. If you play the song backwards,
Jesus Christ!
I know.
When are we going to get off of that playing shit backwards?
I know.
That goes back to the Beatles.
By the way, I have a program that you can play shit backwards on.
Yeah,
it's really kind of interesting.
Is it? But do you ever hear satanic seances and shit?
No.
If you ever do, let me know. I'd love to hear it.
So apparently it says, "And I miss my Satan. We're all saved."
Huh. Does that okay? Let me break that statement down. I miss my Satan because we're saved.
I don't know. It says, "And I miss my Satan. We're all saved."
Huh? Saved by Christ, so I miss Satan. Or or I miss my Satan. I don't know. I don't know.
It's
see, that's another thing. Whenever you get those, like, it's a satanic cult thing, it never makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know, what does? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to explain, but it's really like, how does Satanism itself doesn't actually exist?
Well, it does
in a sense, but not in the way that we perceive it. The modern idea of Satanism, when I say modern, I'm even talking like the last few hundred years, exists in stories. They were created, and the religions that came out because of those stories.
Yeah.
There is no religion of Satan. That's
ask
well
Anton
known.
LaVey.
That's modern. That's what I'm talking about. That's modern, and he's dead.
I know that.
So I guess if he's with his master,
yeah,
whatever. But anyway,
him and Hitler.
No, because Hitler repented.
No, Hitler's
he lives in the center of the earth, but
he lives in the center of the earth,
and that's why he's still alive.
Yeah.
No, but in all reality, I've actually had someone tell me that Hitler might be in heaven because if he repented before he died, he's in heaven with God. Anyway,
okay,
I'm not going to heaven, but Hitler got to go. Now you understand some of my problems with that. Anyway,
I didn't say there aren't crazy religious people. There are.
Yeah. A lot of them believe in these conspiracy theories too because they're gullible.
Well, a lot of crazy people believe in conspiracy theories.
A lot of crazy people are religious. Anyway,
a lot of people in general are crazy.
That's true. I forgot where was I?
I was talking about Saved by the Bell.
Satan. Yeah, Satanism. They always point to those little things. Those little, like, there's a satanic message in there. Take Ozzy, for example. He was actually sued for that suicide, okay? The song that he was sued over is called Suicide Solution. Mm-hmm. The song itself doesn't talk about guns at all. It talks about alcoholism. Okay. So the part that they took as like a subliminal message is Ozzy just going like, and it echoes. And it does sound like shh, like that.
Yeah.
If
he's not saying shoot though.
Exactly. If he really wanted to do it, he was talking about Ozzy's songs, Black Sabbath songs never held any punches as far as dark stuff. So why would he just say suicide is great, shoot yourself?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be subliminal?
Because then no one knows it's him that's sending the message out.
But apparently people find this shit. So they find it. It's obviously not hidden well enough because we can find it.
Because I think crazy people sit around
by the Bell song.
People sit around and look for this stuff.
I guess. It's like the penis in the Little Mermaid original cover, the VHS.
Well, that was a real thing.
I don't see it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I can see how people can see it, but I don't see it,
yeah.
You know? I don't think it was intentional.
I'm pretty sure it was intentional.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. That seems like a conspiracy theory to me, too.
Everything.
Some disgruntled Disney artist,
At this point, everything seems like conspiracy theory.
True. But, I mean, it's actually a good one to look at as kind of like maybe one that you believe. Because I don't think there's any conspiracy theories that I truly believe. Wholeheartedly.
The JFK assassination.
But see, that's almost not even a conspiracy theory anymore. The government itself has said that there's sufficient evidence to say there was a conspiracy. So it's no longer really a conspiracy theory. We just don't know exactly what the conspiracy was.
Yeah.
So, but the Disney thing, because it's not just Little Mermaid. There's supposed to be something in the clouds in Lion King.
I mean, it sure looks like a penis to me.
I guess. I mean, it does, but
I mean, it sure looks like
it's kind of like it's like Rorschach tests. Maybe you want to see a penis there. I don't know. I can see what people think it looks like a penis, but yeah. I just don't see that. Well, I mean, if you really want to get deep into cartoons, there's a lot of people who find Illuminati imagery in like old Donald Duck cartoons and Disney stuff. Disney stuff in general.
And that was the other thing I was going to say about Saved by the Bell. Uh-huh. There's a lot of Illuminati conspiracies with it because and it happens a whole lot. And I don't know why. A lot of people throw up the 666 symbol a lot in the show.
What's the 666 symbol?
Holding your hand up like like this.
Okay.
People listening.
Oh, because it kind of looks like a 6.
It looks like
and
3
you got your
sixes. So you're holding your.
It's them going. You're okay.
It looks like okay, but you have the top fingers curled like 6s.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
But it's like I was looking on one website. There's like 10 different instances where someone makes that symbol in the show. I don't know. I'm not saying I believe in it. I'm just saying
I hope not.
No.
Are you one of those people? If your total comes up to like you're at a store and your total comes up to $6.66, you throw an extra penny in?
No, because I don't think it's ever happened to me.
Oh, it's happened to me a lot. I don't care. I just pay because it's a fucking number.
Yeah.
But I know people who will throw a penny in or buy something else because that number freaks them out.
Well, because they think it's like something satanic, and it's not.
No, because Satan doesn't exist.
Well, 666 has nothing to do with the devil.
Well, there is mention in the Bible of a number for the beast.
Yes, it's not.
I don't think
666.
I don't remember it being mentioned to be 666.
No, it doesn't.
At least until 1983 when Iron Maiden released their album.
I don't know why, but so I was looking up the.
This is hilarious.
Pictures for the Little Mermaid, and there's a picture of the Little Mermaid, and she's got to be a good $3.
Yeah, yeah,
that's terrible.
It's the Walmart version of Little Mermaid. What the hell is that? It's literally a picture of Mickey Mouse and Minnie, and Mickey is holding a fucking blue dildo.
No, he's got his hand around her body. That is her.
Her
shirt, shoulder.
Okay. Talk about subliminal. I totally see a blue dildo there. That's hilarious.
But it's not.
You're right.
It's Minnie's body, and
I can see her arms around him,
and the puff on her shoulder.
Yeah, it totally looks like a blue dildo.
Yeah, that's completely subliminal. Right
yes. Wow. I mean, like I said, the whole Little Mermaid one doesn't. I see what people think, but I just don't. I think it's vague enough where I don't think it was intentional.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the truth is behind it, but it looks like a penis to me.
It does. I can see it looking like a penis, but that last one, that Mickey one, that was a penis straight across the board.
Very phallic.
Yes, and it looks like he's holding it. Huh? That's funny.
All right, I don't know. Is there anything before I get sucked into looking at
phallic
Disney
imageries?
Pictures?
Yeah,
it's just not right.
No, it's not. But it's funny. It's funny.
Is there anything else you wanted to add, Ian?
No, I mean there's a lot of fun to be had by if you're bored. Go to YouTube. You just type in conspiracy theories. You'll bring up a whole shit ton of them.
Yeah.
If you want to talk, look for specific ones that we mentioned. I've searched the time travel one just by saying proof for time travel. You type in moon hoax, 9/11 truth. I mean, all this stuff. You can find tons of shit out there. Flat Earth. Just type in flat Earth. It'll bring up a shit ton of videos.
Check out
the website. Yeah, that you mentioned.
OurHollowEarth.com.
Yeah, that one I'm going to have to look into. I wonder if there's videos on that too.
I don't think there is.
Yeah. Is it because it's not believable enough that no one's bothered to make a video about it?
I don't know. There might be videos out there. You can probably look it up. I don't remember seeing anything on the website.
I was being facetious if it's about its believability. Cause
people believe all sorts of crazy shit.
I know. I see the churches everywhere.
You know, why do atheists always have to put their beliefs on everyone else?
I'm not putting any beliefs.
Oh, it is. Atheists always have to push their beliefs on everyone else.
Did I tell you to not believe? I just made a joke about it.
It's the same thing. All right.
I'm just being a joke. No, it's not the same thing.
It is.
I'm not knocking on. I don't go door to door. Go knock knock knock.
It's the exact same thing.
Have you heard about the fake churches down the street?
Really? I see people do that every single day.
Where do you see that?
On social media,
I have
online.
such a hard time even finding other atheists around me.
Really?
Yeah. I know 2 other people that I know personally that are atheists.
I know a lot more than that.
I don't. Why is it you can find them and I can't?
Because they always have to make their beliefs known to everyone. They have to make sure that everyone knows that they're an atheist.
Right. Because no one does that in Christianity.
I'm just saying that they're both religions, but that's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole other
So
talk about conspiracy theories.
As always, you can check us out on our website, lifeingeneralpodcast.com. Email us any questions or comments to lifeingeneralmi@gmail.com. Did I just fuck up our website?
I don't know. What'd you say?
lifeingeneralpodcast.com is our email, is our website.
Yeah, there you go. If you did fuck it up, it's been corrected.
Yeah, it's been corrected. That's all right. Ian doesn't even know what the hell our website is.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Check us out on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. Yep. That's it. Until next time.
Yep. We miss our Satan.
Ian does. Dirty, dirty atheists.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Talk to y'all later.
Peace.
Play my role, let me tell you about it. This shit right here, man, I'm about it. Only real niggas reside around me. Yo, old lady, drop a guard around me. Dip like I know you can, bitch. Show me the ropes like we in the ring. Got you two cobras, you wanna hang. Shoulder to shoulder, them niggas basic. You know I won't lie. You know that I ain't for that fuck shit. You niggas alright, but I'm way better and she love it. Know that you're sick as fuck. Here go this tissue, bruh. We taking the dub, hoping you get you some. This hit like a pick me up. She taking my drugs. Know they see the sign. That's some dollar signs. Know they sick as fuck. Know they sick as fuck. Tell them get well soon. Tell them get well soon.